My name is Travis Cove. I specialize in shark feeding, taking tourists out to experience the shark adventure that we have to offer. $40 about. It's kind of iffy because it started off with just a dinghy. My father actually and my mother started off just taking people out. They knew the spots and would take tourists out just to go with the sharks, and over time it's become as renowned as it is. In our experience here, before they're protected, they're killing sharks for their fins, and the fins are valued at $100, $200, and it's a very inhumane way of killing the sharks. They'd just take them, cut off their fins, and throw them back in alive. Now that they're protected, they became protected in 2011. The value of the shark is now a couple $100,000 for the amount of tourism it brings into the country. It's pretty interesting because it's not just here, where the Bahamas is a chain of 700 islands, and it's such a big part of the tourism here, just for people to come and see the different sharks that we have. There is a massive community of divers that come just to the Bahamas to see the sharks, and when the divers come in, they spend a lot of money around, and that's one of the main tourism opportunities. I am a huge advocate for what we do here, and I always tell people this is the best thing to do to show people that we can interact with sharks in a safe way in such a close proximity. Over the years, we've had an exponential growth in tourism with the sharks. If it can happen here, it can happen anywhere else. You just gotta find your niche. You gotta find what's the safest and best way to interact with the animals. Different sharks are gonna interact in a different way. So whether that's in a cage or not in a cage. We're lucky enough to have Caribbean reef sharks, which you don't have to dive in a cage. But if you do have to dive in a cage, then that's okay. Sharks, they're good for economies, and if you find the right way to interact with them, then it will benefit everyone.